Ezra Bridger. With his introduction to the crew of the Ghost, a small band of rebels fighting back against the Empire, Ezra comes to believe that he can help change the galaxy for the better.
Hello and welcome to Centurion's Corner, and today we're reviewing Ezra Bridger. So he came out about a year ago. I think it was like number 86 in the red box line, and he was literally out for what, a month or two, and just fell off the face of the earth, and you could not get him for love or money. Well, you could get it for money, but you'd be paying the price for it. But lo and behold, Hasbro a year later have re-released him and released all the other rebels as well in the new Fandangle boxes, which we've got all this sort of like new sort of purple on the side here and all in its glory at the front. So this is actually a review of my first character in these boxes as well. So we have an overlook on that as well. But yeah, I mean, I'm not going to buy all the rebels again. I don't think it's worth 20 quid for a new face sculpt, even though how good they do look. But because the other ones weren't really based on real people, I don't think it was all that bad on them, to be honest. But yeah, he looks pretty cool. He looks quite nice in the box, and I love the purple as well. But the box itself, I'm not a massive big fan on, and I'm an outer box collector as well, so the packaging shouldn't really affect me. But I get it where people do like it, and I do like the drawings and the continuation between each line, so the bookends look really nice, rather than just a bit of red with a number. But it's just the actual angle of it. I suppose I'm a bit OCD when it comes to symmetrical, but it's got these ones in line because obviously we've got this sort of box and it's at this kind of angle, so having them bookended against the wall, they're going to be sort of inwards and outwards, inwards and outwards, and if you want a continuation line, you're going to be having to bookend it that way, which you're losing just that tiny little bit of valuable kind of space on this shelf, really. So yeah, I mean, apart from that, it does look good. It is literally the same size as the old style packaging. So I've got a future VOS that I need to review. So the actual width is exactly the same. You can see it's the same size of the box as well. But yeah, we just got this giant corner, just sort of like taking out the chunk there. So with that, we can get on with the review now. We looked at the box. So yeah, I mean, we see them all in here. We've got all these bits and bobs, and looking pretty cool. On the side, we've got his pencil drawing in the nice purple. On the back, we've got the actual picture again and his bio. And on this side, we've just got that kind of window down there. There's no extra kind of wording of Ezra Bridger on the side. It's just literally at the front. So without further ado, let's just crack this bad boy open. Okay, so here he is in his blister pack, and it's slightly a little bit different than before. Like sliding him out, the actual front part of the box is part of the blister pack. So as you take it out, it's actually part of that. So he's actually in a sealed nice blister pack. So we just need to pop him out, and here he is in all his glory. So we just take him out. Quick first impression before going away for his review. And yeah, looks pretty cool. Feels quite nice as well. And I forgot he had that insignia on his back as well. So we'll be away. We'll just come back for a review in a moment. Hello, so welcome back. Been away taking these photos, and yeah, his photo's really nice, and I'll tell you what, it feels very special looking at the Ghost crew just getting together. It looks really great. There's a couple issues that I have with this character. Sometimes it's the looks, and a little bit is just the character itself. He doesn't stand up very well, and I have quite a bit of problem actually kind of posing him into nice poses. Because of the way he just kind of always wants to fall over, and I don't know whether it's his feet, they feel a little bit rigid, but yeah, he just does fall over quite a bit, unfortunately. But we'll check out his flaws as we go through the review, and he's also very much pluses. So here he is with his helmet on. He's got his lightsaber slash kind of like blaster pistol, and he's looking pretty cool. The actual helmet itself, it's a very good kind of sculpt. Got the paint applications and all those parts all on there. Obviously it goes all around on his head. So taking it off, it's actually made of a kind of a squidgy kind of vinyl plastic that we can just go like that, and it doesn't really paint rub on his head, even though you think it would do because he's got a lot of hair on his, and his face is sort of like quite protruding as well. And the shape of the helmet actually just fits just snug and just nice, and just fits straight over that figure as well, and you still get the full articulation of the head and the neck, which is really cool. The other accessory obviously is his blaster pistol come sort of lightsaber, which is his first construction, and yeah, it's done really well. We've got the kind of black and the silver and the kind of like a teal colour on there, looking great. The blade is removable, so we can just pop that off, and it's just a single peg. It feels a bit quite firm on there as well. It's just one of those ones I don't really like doing as much. But also we've got the little clip on here and the clip on his belt, so we can just simply just put it over that part there, and it just hangs down on his workbench kind of belt kind of there, looking fine. And that's his accessories really. Next up really is kind of his sculpt, and this is kind of really where I have a little bit of a problem there with him really. It's just the way he looks, and I'm not too sure why. I think it was kind of like a different, I suppose, nationality I was looking for with Ezra. I kind of thought it'd be a bit more Arabic. I find this one, I don't know, a bit Asian or maybe Native American. It just doesn't look what I would think Ezra would look like in a realistic term kind of way really. I would have thought it looked a bit more, and as I said in my Instagram post, it does look a little bit like Aladdin in the Rebels episodes. But with that, we have got that kind of sort of bluish little black hair that he has on there, and the swept over looks really nice. The actual face itself is still done really well to a T with that face tech on there. It does look a little bit like the boy from Never Ending Story actually. But anyway, going down to his kind of body, I mean, this is where it kind of goes a little bit weird in realistic terms. Obviously they've got to bring over that animation kind of look. So we've got this kind of strange, really hard ridge kind of collar just sticking out of his jacket, and it does look a little bit odd when you kind of sort of actually kind of look at it and think, yeah, it is a kind of a weird, odd collar. Into his kind of sort of brown thing. So this is kind of sort of like soft vinyl. We've got the trim around there of the orange, and we've got that kind of nice symbol on the back there. It's all kind of ripped apart and all along there, so it's all a bit shaggy around on there. We've got that typical orange kind of Rebels look going on for his overalls. That goes all the way through. We've got that kind of rip just around the bottom here with this extra trouser showing, and I've never noticed that in the show at all, and not until looking at this figure. And obviously we've got this kind of tortoiseshell kind of woodlice kind of looking knee pad, and then this side we've got the kind of like extra armour part and all that on there with his kind of little loafer shoes. His belt, he's got two kind of belts. One is moulded just underneath, it's just a typical brown, but it actually looks like they was going to put these pouches on there because it is literally the exactly same belt, but they've gone with another mould over the top, which just fits there. It's got a droid collar on his belt as well. Got the gold and silver clasps on there, and then we've got this kind of comlink on this arm. We've got nothing on here, and there's a bit of simple paint app on here where his fingers are painted on the inside on there, but on his trigger figure the actual paint on his hands is only on the outside and not on the inside. So I think these are supposed to be fingerless gloves as I look at, but they are a bit of an off colour compared to his skin on the top there, so I'm not too sure if they're just supposed to be like a bit of a tanned kind of fingered gloves. But that's the figure and all. The actual posability, as I said, he does fall over quite a bit when I try and get him in a nice pose, but saying that, his actual articulation is still well done. So we've got a kind of like a double jointed neck up the top here. We've got it on the lower movement at the bottom, so we can get that nice sort of swagger around on his head. His arms can come up this far, and they can rotate here. There's no butterfly joint, unfortunately, but we've got a swivel at the elbow, and it's on a single hinge that goes more than 90 degrees. We've got a rotation at the wrist, and it's also on a hinge. We've got the waist part just up there, just underneath the chest area, and his legs can come out this far, but they just feel really kind of rigid, like as if they're going to snap. We do have upper thigh rotation. He can kick forward this far, and he can go back this far. But I think it's just due to the joint that's just in a really strange angle in the top of his leg up there. So we have double jointed knees as well. He's got quite a nice range on there, and then also we've got the rocker and a pivot at the ankle. So with all that, it's actually, you know, a good general figure for the Black Series range, and it's quite nice just to get that kind of Rebels kind of bit all in place. But yeah, I'm quite happy that I got him, and it's quite nice that he's just there. I just need Zeb now. I did pre-order Zeb, he is on the way, but I unfortunately pre-ordered it with one figure that's not due out until September time, so I will have to wait for him, unfortunately. But nevertheless, I've still got some more reviews to come, and more kind of customs. So thank you for joining me on this one. Would I recommend this figure? Damn right I would, just to finish off those Rebels. And if you haven't watched Rebels, bear with it, because season 1 is a little bit of a pain, but apart from that, it does get 10 times better. So with that, I'll leave you with that, and I'll see you again next time. You can comment down below, you can subscribe, and you can like, and I'll see you next time. Take care. Bye.